Hello, my friends. Hello, beautiful souls. Hello, beautiful empaths. It's an awakening of the super empath. You're most welcome to this edition of today's video, and the subject is going to be decluttering, the decluttering phase of the awakening. Now, it's a very, very sweet, beautiful subject. I can't wait to share this with you guys. But first of all, guys, if you're coming back, if you're returning, if you're subscriber returning, most welcome back. If you're new to the channel, always feel free. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's share the content. Let's get enlightened together. Now, this is Denzel Moses Scripted as always. Today's subject, we're going to talk about the decluttering phase of the awakening. Now, this came to me yesterday. I was just like there, and I was thinking, well, I was feeling all these energies, you know what I mean? Because definitely, guys, everything is energy. We are energy. Everything around us is energy. Whatever we touch is energy. Wherever we move, whatever we do, everything in the universe is energy. Now, I was yesterday just by myself, and I was thinking to myself, well, why all of a sudden am I feeling this heavy energy? There was that heavy energy that was not, it was not clicking very well with what was coming from. Then I was like, well, I just need to go through my stuff, you know what I mean? So I was just going through my stuff, checking my things, my old bags, I just put all the bags down. I just put all the bags down on the floor. I opened all the drawers, and I started going through all my stuff. And that's when I realized that actually there was all this baggage that I had very long time ago that actually was just in there for nothing. So I was just like going through those, there's a lot of those paperwork, documents, letters, pictures, photos, this, what, items, everything, material things. I was checking a lot of stuff in my bags. Then I realized that actually, why am I even keeping all this stuff with me? Why am I having all these things with me? There are so many old photos, there were so many bags, there were so many clothes, there were so many shoes, there were so many. I was like, oh my God, no, this is another job today. So I just decided that, okay, now today, I'm just gonna remove everything that doesn't serve me, everything that has been in my history, everything that has been in my past. It has got to go. So I just made a very, very big decision I just made a very big decision to myself that I'm just going to get rid of it. I just got bags around the house, and I just started packing everything. I think it might have taken me like almost probably 2 or 3 hours just unpacking, like unpacking things and tearing things down and throwing things away. And there was so much stuff, all the stuff in my history, you know what I mean? So definitely, guys, that something very exciting happened after that. Very, very exciting incident happened when I finished getting rid of all those stuff from the history, from the past. I felt a very free soul. I felt I was a very free soul. I felt a very big load had been removed from me. You know what I mean? So then I noticed that, okay, now most of the time, eventually, when you're awakening, definitely, you've got these previous energies. You know what I mean? You've got those old photos of people you used to know. They've got those old letters. They've got those old posts. They've got those old. Sometimes even I was checking through I was checking through going through my clothes. So I noticed that even those clothes, I've had so many clothes. I've had clothes, and I was like, I had never used those clothes for so many periods of years, even sometimes even months. I just have clothes, and I just put the clothes up in the shelves, and I was never using those clothes. I was just, oh my God, what are all these things doing in here? What are they even doing in the first place? I do not need these things anymore. You know what I mean? They're no longer serving me. I just packed the clothes. I got the bag. I packed the clothes. I packed the shoes. I packed the slippers. There are so many things I didn't really need in my life. I just packed everything, and just got rid of everything. And believe me, guys, it was a very sweet feeling at the end when I realized that, wow, now I'm really free. I was like having that freedom inside me. I was so happy. I became so happy. You know what I mean? I became so light. You know what I mean? And then I realized that, wow, okay, so now it makes sense. You know what I mean? All these things we keep with us. We keep with us those baggages. We keep with us those things in our houses, in our rooms. You know what I mean? On our bodies, even sometimes you have things that you're keeping, things that are not serving you. You know what I mean? All those things as energies, guys. I've always told you guys in my videos that everything that around us, everything that surrounds us is energy. Everything is energy, and it is up to us to actually be very, very careful of the energies we want to keep next to us. You know what I mean? Sometimes you find The main purpose of this video is to explain to you how the decluttering phase goes. You know what I mean? Because most of the time, you guys already know about there's a global awakening going on around the planet. So many people are waking up. You know what I mean? So many people are getting spiritual awake, and so many people are discovering their power. So many people are taking back their power. So many people are discovering who they are. Many people are discovering their life purpose. So there's a very, very huge, massive awakening going on around the globe. But during the massive awakening, all that happens is that what happens is that when you're awakening, sometime in the early stages of awakening, you have that thing whereby you have the old version of you. You know what I mean? So because when you awaken, you move to the new version of you. So there's that place whereby you're somewhere in the middle between the old and the new. You know what I mean? And sometimes the ego, because you know when you're awakening, definitely you start to lose your ego. You know what I mean? So you start to lose your ego, and your ego is starting to you're falling out with your ego. You know what I mean? With your old version that didn't serve you, so you're starting to fall out. And then that's when you're going to realize that actually there are so many things about you, you know, about your history, about you before that. Actually, those things didn't really work for you, because guys, believe me, when you're awakening, when you're starting to be awake, when you're getting spiritual awake, you're going to realize that there is so many things that have kept you bondage for a very long time. So many things. There's a lot of baggage. Guys, you have no idea. When I was going through my things yesterday, that is when I realized that actually everything is energy. It is true, everything is energy, guys. And whatever energy you want to keep with you, next to you, is that energy that is going to influence you. So as an awakened fella, if you're awakening, when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you always have to realize that anything you keep on your body, anything you keep around you is energy. And there is a very big job you have to do. That job, of course, will come automatically, because for me, definitely, I awakened a couple of months ago. I awakened sometime last year, I think could have been around August or something like that. So that's when I got my awakening. But then I've been moving through the steps of the awakening, you know what I mean? But those things are going to show up, like most of these stages are going to come up like, they will just be showing up one by one. It will not all, because definitely if everything just explodes in front of your face, it's going to overwhelm you, you know what I mean? Because it's a completely new, different world, and the world that you've never seen before. So when everything just shows up and blasts everything out in front of your face, it's gonna really shock you. So normally what happens in the awakening, the stages, you know, you just take up the steps one step at a time. So all of those things slowly they're going to start falling out. You might have started, like for me, I started with my, you know, like with my relationship. So my relationship was the very first stage of my awakening. So then of course these other things started coming in. The steps, you know, you start going up the ladder, you know what I mean? You start going up the levels, and then now that's when I realized that actually there is another level that I'd never discussed, and that is the decluttering level. So the decluttering level is the level whereby you just have to get rid of everything that was not serving you. Each and everything you're keeping in your house. It can be an old plate you guys used to use long minute 10, 20 years ago. You have those things keeping in your houses. You have those bags, you've never used those bags. You don't even know you're keeping those bags. You have got some food. You have kept those packed foods in your shelves. They have been there for a very long time. You've kept books. You've kept all kinds of paperwork, documents, bills, this and that, anything that was not serving you. Because guys, when you're awakening, you're stepping into the new version of you. So definitely, I've always guys explained in my videos that when you're stepping into the new version of you, everything that has been of your old, everything you've been doing out of your ego, everything that you've been doing within your ego has got to go. There is nothing you can do about it. It just falls away. It just falls away automatically. Even you realize that sometimes friends are falling away from you. You know what I mean? So it's just because that you've shifted. When you're shifting and you're stepping into the fifth dimension of reality, the fifth dimension reality of things, the 5D, what we can call the 5D. So you get out of that matrix, you know, you get out of the 3D and you step into the 5D. So when you step into the 5D, there is so much baggage from the history that you're going to realize that actually is no longer serving you. You're going to outgrow a lot of things. You're going to realize that actually there are some clothes even you can never even put them on your body ever again. There are some shoes, you will never wear them again. There are some old pictures you've kept for them even for some time, even for 20 years. You start to know that they are no longer serving you, because there is no way you're going to start moving into a new version of you when you're still following the old version of yourself. So the decluttering stage is one of those stages you're going to encounter. I don't know who is out there and who is awakening, who is on the awakening journey, or who has awakened, or who has already awakened before me, or who is on the journey process to awaken. So is one of the stages I wanted to discuss to you, that when it comes, you need to get yourself prepared, because it's one of those stages you're going to find that whereby you're going to realize that you're just starting to get rid of things. You just enter your room and you're just going to get out everything from the house, clean the whole house, you know what I mean? Clean up the whole house, clean up the dust, clean up the mess, clean up the old baggage, clean up photos, get the books, old things, everything. I wish I could just, guys, show you what I was doing yesterday, but it's really, really crazy, guys. You can't believe what I was doing yesterday. I was spending 2-3 hours just cleaning up myself, cleaning up my room, cleaning up anything that doesn't serve me, everything that was from my past, that it is gone, everything everything I have left behind that is no longer serving me. I made a very big decision, and this is a decision. I think this was just my intuition, because I'm a very highly intuitive person. So I use my intuition to judge the step I need to take now, because I just woke up all of a sudden. I just looked around me and I was like, okay, now what do I need to do now? I don't need this, I don't need that. I just started with the clothes, books, shoes, slippers, all things I've been keeping very many years that I've not even been using, but always my ego was telling me that yes, I need those things. You need to keep them just in case. You need to keep them just in case. Just leave them there. Just leave those books. Just leave those magazines. Just leave that. Everything is going to fall out, guys. Decluttering is real. Decluttering is real. You're going to find yourself on the awakening journey. When you're awakening, you're going to find yourself getting rid of stuff. You're going to find yourself getting rid of people. You're going to find yourself anything does not work in your favor, anything that is not of your highest good. You will find yourself getting rid of it. And again, sometimes it's very painful, guys. As much as it's a very good feeling, it's a very, very good feeling when you start to declutter your old version of you. You declutter your old things that no longer serve you. It's a bit painful. It can be painful because definitely in the beginning you're like, oh, there's that kind of emotion attached to those things. Sometimes you have old photos of your friends. Maybe sometimes they're no longer your friends. You've not seen them for 10, 20 years even. But you're just keeping those things. You do, okay, just in case, let me just keep it here. Let me just keep that one here. There are some old shoes you don't use. You've just been keeping them in your cupboards for years. You don't need those shoes. These slippers. I just gathered everything. So that stage has to happen. Definitely, it is that stage whereby you are going to encounter on your awakening journey, whereby you feel you need to clean up yourself. And you need to start replacing old things with new things, old habits with new habits, old friends with new friends, old family with new family, something what I've called the soul family. You know what I mean? So it shouldn't come as a shock. You need to understand, everybody who is out there and you're awakening, always you need to understand that everything is energy. The shirt I'm wearing is energy. The pen that I'm wearing is energy. Actually, this is real energy. This is I don't remember the name of that stone. It's a grounding stone. So whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm going, I need to be grounded and I need to be in tune with myself. So that's why I have that grounding stone to So everything, whatever, it's a watch, it's a shoe, it's what, everything is energy. So it's up to you. When you're awakening, you're going to realize that those energies you keep around you, whether you keep it on your body, whether you keep it in your house, whether you keep it in your wallet, whether you keep it on your next to your bed. Sometimes I know some people who get up in the morning and they have like empty bottles of beer next to the bed. You know what I mean? So if you have beer next to the bed, definitely if you're waking up and your eyes, the first thing, because guys, remember the eyes are the gates to the soul. So whatever you look at is what you become. You know what I mean? So you manifest that thing in your reality. So anything you look at, it's vibration. Everything around us, in and around us, is vibration. So when you wake up next in the morning and the first thing you look at is maybe you're going to look at a bottle of beer, or you're going to look at a bottle of whiskey, or you're going to look at some joint. There's a joint, maybe you are smoking in the night and there's a joint next to your bed. You're going to wake up and look at a porn magazine, for example. Maybe you was watching porn before you went to sleep, or you're going to switch on the TV and watch news, or maybe you're going to switch on the TV and watch porn. So everything, guys, everything is energy, and everything in the third dimension, everything in the very low dimension, and in a very low vibration somehow influences our lives, especially definitely if you're not awakened sometimes, because you're living within your ego, so you cannot tell the difference between all these things. But when you're getting awakened, you're going to realize that everything is energy, and the energies you want to keep around your house are only the energies that are actually serving you, and the energies that are actually of your highest good. You want to wake up in the morning to a glass of a nice alkaline water. You want to get up in the morning on the fruits. You want to get up in the morning, have a fruit. You want to get up in the morning, go look at nature, go in the park, look at nature. You want to get up in the morning, send out good vibrations, because whatever you do, the first time when you get up in the morning, whatever you do, the first thing you do is how your day is going to move. You know what I mean? So I've always said that when you wake up in the morning, you wake up, express gratitude to the universe for, first of all, being alive and all those good things that you have in your life. And definitely your day is going to go very smoothly, and you have to be very, very prepared to make sure that you don't walk through your day with negativity. Don't try to be around negative people. Don't try to be around people who are going to put you down, people who are not of your highest good, people who you know don't wish you well. So you always have to find your way, and you always have to make your own way when you're awakening, because definitely you always know there is a nice soul family waiting for you on the other side. And definitely when you meet your soul family, you're going to realize that actually you're not alone. The journey is, there are some people along the journey, and you're going to share this journey with special, beautiful souls, similar-minded souls. So guys, all my videos, usually in my videos, I like to enlighten. I like to shed light on some things. And it has so happened that most of the time, a lot of people in my circles, they don't understand the dynamics of this whole thing. Sometimes the things I'm talking about, they are confusing them a little bit. So I've always made it a point to make my videos and try to give a little bit like in detail explanation of these things, so that most of my friends, probably those people who from my old circles of friends, or even some people I've met recently, if they're watching my videos, because many of them, they're watching my videos, so you know that like they don't get confused, they know what to do, they know what to expect, because I live by example. The only way you can make a difference out there to the world is to live by example. You know what I mean? So when you don't give a proper example out there, there's no way you're going to inspire people without giving them the proper example of yourself. So I stand up by example, guys. All my videos, I'm not within my ego. I left my ego in my old state of consciousness. I left my ego in my old version of me, and now I'm in my authentic self. So whatever I'm saying, I'm sharing from my heart, and I'm sharing from my deepest soul. So there is no sugarcoating, and there is no lies. There's no sugarcoating. There is no, I'm not out there because I want to impress people. I'm not making these videos because I want to impress people. For me, the main purpose of these videos is to inspire people, and is to enlighten people, and is also to put an effort in changing people's lives, and to put an effort in empowering and changing people's lives in whichever way I can. Definitely the only way I can do it right now is by sharing with you. So guys, beautiful empaths out there, beautiful souls, there's a most unscripted. I've always said I love you all, guys. It's from the inner self, from the deepest part of my heart. I love you all. If you guys like my content, you can always share. Empaths out there, beautiful souls out there, new and old friends, always, guys, I love you all. And I have to end this video here. That being said, guys, let's get back together in another video, and hope to catch you soon. Hope this thing has made sense. Hope there's somebody out there who is decluttering at the moment, and I've explained to you the advantages of decluttering. The benefits of decluttering is very good, because when you're decluttering, you get rid of old and negative energies, and you instead now replace them with the new positive good energies and vibration. So guys, that being said, there's almost signing out, guys. Peace out and love you all. Stay blessed.